All right, thank you very much, Skip and Tom. We're going to be back with highlights of the Twins' day in Washington in just a moment, and I think they're absolutely right. The effect of standing with not only the President of the United States, but the leader of the free world there in the shadow of the Capitol has to be really something. More of that in just a moment.
On behalf of all of us at Midwest Federal, I'd like to congratulate the Minnesota Twins on your World Series championship. It's been a great year, and we are proud to have sponsored the play-by-play action on radio and television for the 18th consecutive season. The Twins have brought worldwide recognition to our area, and all the celebrating that's going on right now is well-deserved. So fans, join me in congratulating the Minnesota Twins. We salute you as the new world champions of 1987.
Shop the old-time sale at Menards and give rooms a new look with paneling. AFCO paneling is on sale now. Save on washable tile board panels and vinyl decorators. Choose from 6 decorator panels at one low price, just $10.88. And to make paneling easy, use the right adhesive. Contact PL200 for professional results. On sale now for just 99 cents. That's the old-time sale this week at Menards.
What old-fashioned values at Menards old-time sale.
Every morning in Excelsior, the Star Tribune gives the boys something to talk about. In St. Paul, it helps folks learn what they missed last night. It goes to school in Mendota, takes care of business in Minneapolis, and goes after walleye in White Bear Lake. In fact, everywhere you go in the Twin Cities, you'll find the Star Tribune, giving somebody the good news. Star Tribune, newspaper of the Twin Cities.
Last night on a special I-Team report, we showed you the maintenance problems of a Northwest Airlines 747, a plane that was allowed to fly for nearly 3 months with important parts broken. Tonight, what happened when Northwest tried to make repairs on some of their other jets? We asked a national expert.
I've heard it often said about some maintenance programs that there's never enough time to do it right, but there's always enough time to do it over. And this, to me, was like a classic example of that.
Tonight on the 10 p.m. report, Channel 4.
We welcome you back to our program. Now, all of this took place early this morning. The Twins got on a charter plane, I'm sure, took off for Washington, D.C., and boy, after that, history was made in their memories anyway.
Well, absolutely. They started out around 7 o'clock in the morning, and then we broadcast around noon, starting at 10:30 actually, all the way through. All of the action live, and then there was a short break in the broadcast day as they went on to Capitol Hill. So as you see some of this videotape, you're going to see up in the left-hand part of the screen the word live. Of course, it is not live. It is not happening right this hour, but it's being repackaged for you to see this evening.
So let's take a look now at some of what happened at the White House ceremony.
Cindy, the Twins arrived about a minute ago here in the Rose Garden. The president has just walked in, as you can see, shaking hands. Steve Lombardozzi there, Jeff Reardon, among others. Dr. Bobby Brown, the American League president. A lot of smiles. The audience here in the Rose Garden consisting of wives, family, friends, and other Twins executives. Bert Blyleven kidding around with President Reagan. I guess he kids around with everybody. And there are Homer hankies indeed, as the president pulls one out and waves it himself. He's come well prepared. Ceremony here expected to last around 20 minutes. Carl Pohlad now with... As the president holds up his Twins Homer hanky, he's about to speak. We'll send it to the podium.
Welcome you, winners of the 84th World Series, Minnesota Twins. Their owner, Carl Pohlad, and the umpires and officials of Major League Baseball to the White House and Washington, the Twins' original home. By the way, if you'd like to move back here, keep in mind there's no AstroTurf here. Rose Garden has real grass. And I know there are a lot of people in this town who want a Major League Baseball team again. All those screaming, adoring fans, you're welcome back. Well, actually, I could use a couple of you guys in the Congress hitting some grand slams for me up there. But seriously, I'd like to congratulate your manager, Tom Kelly, the youngest non-playing manager to take his team to a World Series since 1905. Frank Viola, the series most valuable player, and Gary Gaetti, the League Championship Series most valuable player. Frank and Gary, you two really did an outstanding job, as did all the Twins. You know, right up there until the end, there were a few skeptics saying the Twins didn't stand a chance. Well, you guys proved them wrong, winning all 4 home games, which is the way it should have been, what with your home win percentage of 691, the best of any team during the past season. That's one heck of a finish, considering the Twins were 150-to-1 long shots at the start of the season. But with Frank's pitching, Gary's fielding, the hitting of Kirby Puckett, and Dan Gladden, Tom Brunansky, and Kent Herbeck, your team was a shoo-in. As Kirby said after the final victory, you're #1 in the whole world. The Minnesota Twins franchise has come a long way in the past 86 years. It started out as the Washington Senators, won the 24 World Series, lost in the 25 and 33 series, moved to Minnesota in 61, lost the 65 series, and finally ending up with a 7th game victory in front of 55,376 decibel-shattering fans. You know, one sportscaster announcing those games proclaimed, "Forget the decibel meter. How about the Richter scale?" Or as second baseman Steve Lombardozzi said, "I wish all the fans that were out there tonight could stand in my shoes and feel the exhilarating feeling. It is beyond description." Well, Steve, I'm not sure those fans didn't feel a bit of the exhilaration. I know they felt the thunder. And you know, all this talk about baseball, I got to get in the game somehow myself here with a story. I set a record in baseball, Major League Baseball. I wasn't playing. I was a sports announcer. And I was doing a telegraphic report game of the Cubs and the Cards. Billy Jerkis at the plate, 9th inning, this game tied up. I saw my operator on the other side of the window, the headphones on, listening to the dot and dash from the field, start typing, meaning that there was something, the ball was on the way to the plate, and so I didn't wait. I said, Dizzy Dean was on the mound, and I said, "All right, Dean has got his sign, he's out of the windup, here comes the pitch." And he was shaking his head no, and I took it, and it said, "The wire has gone dead." I had a ball on the way to the plate. So I had Jerkis foul it off. And then I thought, you know, in those days, a dozen of us were broadcasting the same baseball game. It wasn't one outfit. And I didn't want to, at that point of the game, lose my audience, so I decided I'd have Jerkis foul another one off, which he did. Hold it. And my operator's still just sitting there. Then I had him foul one that just missed being a home run by a foot. Then I had him foul one down back at third, and I described the 2 kids that got in a fight over the ball. Well, this went on till I knew now I couldn't back out. I'd had him at the plate so long, and all of a sudden Curly started typing. And I started another ball to the plate and got it, and I could hardly talk for giggling. Jerkis popped out on the first ball pitch. But in the meantime, I had set a baseball record for successive fouls and length of time at the bat. Well, you know, this is the true essence of sportsmanship, what has taken place here. The World Series saw 2 teams competing right down to the 9th inning of the game. Reflected in, I think, in St. Louis manager Whitey Herzog's statement, we got to the 7th game of the World Series. If I could do that for the next 10 years, I'd be satisfied. Well, the Cards just might do that, considering they're the only team to play in the World Series 3 times in this decade. And to reach this playoff, the Cardinals had to overcome the immense talent of 3 great teams, the Mets, the Expos, and the Giants. I'd like to think the Cardinals were winners in their own way. They made no excuses, and they accepted their defeat with class. To all you champions here, and those Homer hanky-waving Minnesotans back home, as well as here, again, congratulations. Steve Lombardosi no longer needs to worry about hearing the term Twinkie anymore. The Minnesota Twins are the world champs. So good luck, champs, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of the Minnesota Twins, Minnesota, and the entire upper Midwest area, we thank you for this honor, Mr. President. I'd like to take a moment to silence just to extend our deep sympathy to Mrs. Reagan and the unfortunate death of her mother. So if you'll just be quiet and bow your heads for a second. Mr. President, you will extend our best to Mrs. Reagan. You know, there used to be an old saying around Washington. Washington is noted for being first in war, first in peace, and you can always depend on the senators to finish last. I'm proud of our team, Mr. President. They operate or work together as a family. Never have I heard the expression, I. You understand how important it is to work as a team. And everything I've heard this year has been we, and I think it's a great tribute to you players out there. And I'm looking forward to being back here personally next year at this same time. If you be good enough to come back. Now, I can remember Mr. Reagan when he used to, Mr. President, I should say, announce at WHO in Des Moines. I was brought up in Valley Junction. You probably never heard of that. Now known as West Des Moines. They changed the name, and they're trying to get the name now changed back to Valley Junction. So that's because I guess I was there or something. Well, anyway, thank you again, Mr. President, for inviting us. And as I say, we'll look forward to next year.
On behalf of the ball club, I get to do the honors. But one thing I want to bring up here, after looking at these umpires for 7 days, it's nice to see their wives with them here today. What an awful sight. Wow. Frightening. You think talking to the media is bad, you talk to these fellas for Okay. On behalf of the ball club, Mr. President, we brought along a few tokens of our appreciation of you having us here. We got a couple King Herbeck model bats, but we got everybody's name on there. And one's for you and Mrs. Reagan. Also, we have a shirt, as Frankie is going to model here. And also, from the wives brought their a whistle along for you. For Mrs. Reagan. If you need that to referee any of your talks coming up, just whip that baby out.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud to have these things. And before I blow the whistle, I do want to thank you for also that moment for Nancy. And I couldn't help but think how appropriate. Nancy's mother was a wonderful woman. And she always insisted that Nancy's July 6th birthday was supposed to be July 4th. But there was a double header that day. She postponed it. She was in New York and a Yankee fan at the time. But I'm very proud to have these, and proud of all of you, and now...
Well, there were some nice moments there, especially, I thought, from Carl Pohlad and Tom Kelly. But you know, Tom Hanneman, who's standing by in Washington, I noticed there were some faces absent. Was Juan Berenguer there, for example?
Juan was not there, and Keith Atherton, and right now we do not have a reason. We asked a number of people, they did not have an answer. Maybe exhaustion would be the logical answer after that parade the other night. I think everyone was a little bit exhausted after going through that, but I can't imagine anyone wanting to miss a celebration like this today. And how about Tom Kelly? You mentioned him. He's been criticized throughout the year as not being a very good speaker, not doing too well with the media. I thought he did a great job at today's function.
Oh, he did. I love that. If he needs that whistle, pull that baby out. And it seemed to me, Tom, and tell me, because I haven't paid real close attention to these kinds of ceremonies in the past, but it seemed like the president spent a lot of time today in the Rose Garden with those players.
Well, it went to probably a few minutes more. Normally, I'm told 15 to 20 minutes is the maximum. It was somewhere in that area today, but he certainly came prepared through his speechwriter, and I've got to believe he had some interest in what was going on, mentioning players' names. Did a good job in that sense. I think it was really fun after the ceremony to see the players and their wives walking around the area of the White House lawn, that they were allowed to walk around, and looking at the building with their mouths agape, and really were thrilled, I think we can say, by the entire thing today. Steve Lombardozzi told me afterwards that most of the players were just staring in amazement at the president, that they were really in an audience with this guy. We've heard from Tom Kelly, Carl Pohlad, and the president. How did the players feel about their date with the president today? Well, we asked a number of them.
The icing on the cake, and I don't know of a better way to top off the whole year. Just an incredible day to be there with Mr. Reagan and to stand next to him and listen to him speak. It's another incredible day of just an unbelievable year for this Minnesota Twins team.
And he quoted you a couple times.
I know. I didn't realize I was so quotable. That is one of the highlights of my whole baseball career there, having him quote me. Just something I'll remember the rest of my life.
It's just neat to be in a place where, you know, you recognize all the buildings that you see, you know, on the news all the time, and, you know, there's really people in them, you know, and real Minnesota fans here, too. That's what's pretty neat.
Sounded like the president was a Twins fan as well.
He was for about 10 minutes anyway. That was neat, though. He did a good job, and, you know, it's really something to be able to say you met the president, shook hands with him, and, you know, had a laugh with him.
I never thought about coming here to meet the president. I mean, I never had that on my list. I think, I don't know why I forgot about it, but I think the parade to me was the topper of all toppers, and this year is just, you know, like the ending to the story, and it was great meeting the guy and getting to shake his hand.
I was looking down the line at your teammates during the ceremony, and a lot of smiles, a lot of thoughts were going through a lot of people's minds. What were you thinking about?
Well, that's what me and Gary were laughing about, because we watched him on TV the other day, and everybody makes jokes about that, but he said it one time, and I almost lost it out there, so it was kind of funny.
This is a team that knows how to have fun. I'm going to turn things over for the rest of the program here to Skip Loescher in just a minute, because I've got a plane to catch. We're heading to New York, where tomorrow morning Frank Viola will officially receive the new Volvo for being named Most Valuable Player of the World Series. So I got to get scooting here, folks.
You're going to have to take a day off here sometime soon.
I hope in the next month or so I'll have to work on that when I have time.
They're talking about the roller coaster ride that the Twins have been on. You've been right in the front seat through this whole thing.
It has been great fun. I wouldn't have missed this for anything. I've enjoyed every minute, but at this point the players have some time off. I'd like some time off too, you're right.
Well, when you get back, we'll grant you that wish.
All right.
You've done a great job, Tom. Thank you.
Thank you, Don.
We're going to be back. We have more of the Capitol ceremonies coming up in just a moment, so stay with us.
Give rooms a new look and save during Menards old-time sale. Berkeley pre-pasted wallpaper is on sale now at half price in colors and patterns for every room. Over 180 selected rolls in stock are now 50% off. World Carpeting is on sale too with attached Kangaback for easy installation. Save on the incentive or New Wonder. Your choice, just $7.98 a square yard. Hurry in to save this week at Menards.
Fashion values at Menards old-time sale.
Don't miss Dayton's 13-hour sale on Friday, because timing is everything. Friday only at Dayton's.
Grow with us, the good tree to come to, for strength and stability. Save with us, plan with us, we're all you need us to be. So come talk with us, dream with us, we're growing your way. And build for tomorrow, today. Midwest Federal, grow with us.
For over 50 years, we here at Squirt have tried everything we can to keep up with the big guys. Our director of marketing thought we should try a hot air balloon. Sales promotion suggested skywriting. One time, we bought a float. We sponsored the circus. Somebody even suggested we change our name. After 50 years, we must be doing something right. Nobody else has the great, refreshing citrus taste of Squirt.
This is your year. This is your time. If you just believe in me.
Well, it seems to be settling down for the Twins. For the last person you saw there on the screen, for Frank Viola, it's going to continue at least for one more day as he picks up his new car for being elected the MVP of the World Series. We wanted to tell you that at the White House ceremony, there were some people absent from the Twins organization. We got many calls today when this originally aired that we WCCO TV, had somehow short-shrifted some of those ball players. Keith Atherton, Juan Berenguer, Greg Gagne, Joe Necro, among others, were not at the White House ceremony, so you did not see them, and their names were not read off. But later on, the Twins moved down the street to visit the Capitol, where they had a great celebration.
We want to show you now some of that Capitol reception and how the players reacted to it.
Hey, let's show the Twins when they come how much we appreciate them. You know, the Twins are located in Minneapolis, but they're really a Minnesota team. We're represented here by our entire congressional delegation. Let me introduce them. Our two senators, Senator Boschwitz, Senator Durenberger, Congressman Penny, Congressman Sikorsky, Congressman Veno, Congressman Frenzel, former Second Lady of the country, Joan Mondale. I know that Jim Overstar and Win Weber are on their way over. This is a great day for us. And did I forget Frenzel?
Just because he played.
Just because Frenzel's the senior member of our delegation. Come on, Bill. Come on, cheers for Bill. We're honored to have this opportunity to say thank you to the Twins. You know that I suppose a few of us were lucky to be able to see the World Series games. A few more get to see the Twins up at Baltimore. But for most of us, it's seeing them on TV. And unfortunately, the national networks didn't have them on Monday Night Baseball very often this year. So we get this opportunity and this chance to say thank you to a great group of athletes, a great organization. And it's my pleasure to make the first introduction today of a person who is a great human being. Oh, okay, I'm off key. The whole Twins organization. Come on. Okay, okay, hey!
Good. All right, let's sing. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I'll ever get back. Let me root for the home team if they don't.
Pull rides! Working as a team like this reminds me of United Mortgage. Working with home buyers to pull together the best possible home loan. Pull rides! And because they're the home lending subsidiary of Midwest Federal, you benefit from almost a century of experience. Pull rides? Yeah, Charlie? You know you can rely on their strength and stability. Last time I'm going to help you move, Rod. I think this is a nice place. Let United Mortgage pull the right home loan together for you. Call them today. Pull rides! Shop the old-time sale at Menards and give rooms a new look with paneling. AFCO paneling is on sale now. Save on washable tile board panels and vinyl decorators. Choose from 6 decorator panels at one low price, just $10.88. And to make paneling easy, use the right adhesive. Contact PL200 for professional results. On sale now for just 99 cents. That's the old-time sale this week at Menards.
Good old-fashioned values at Menards old-time sale.
Presenting sheer madness. Highland's Midnight Madness Sale. Friday only till midnight, every Highland store will go raving mad with shocking reductions on many items in every store. Like this Hot Point 18-pound automatic washing machine, just $244. Friday only. Highland's Midnight Madness Sale. Get there by midnight before the curtain falls.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you.
Frank Viola, you and the Twins just won the World Series. What are you going to do next? We're going to Disney World.
An exciting day for the Twins players. We're going to go back to Skip Loescher now, who is in Washington, to tell us more about what happened.
Pat, as you could probably tell, the folks who packed the Cannon Caucus Room on Capitol Hill today really didn't give a hoot about the politicians who were there. They were there, but then they're always there. These Minnesotans transplanted to Washington came to see their heroes of summer. And boy, did they respond as they were introduced by Twins Vice President Andy MacPhail.
This first player was acquired, and I mean literally acquired, just minutes before the deadline to participate in any postseason play. It's a very good thing. It's a very good thing for the Minnesota Twins that we were able to do it. Don Baylor put together a batting average, .389 in the postseason. He had a big home run for us in game number 6. Don Baylor and Becky. The next gentleman is in the top 3 Major League pitchers in games won over the last 4 years. He's the player representative of the Minnesota Twins. He is a fierce competitor, and he's our own loose cannon, Bert and Patty Blyleven. This next player hit 32 home runs over the course of the regular season. Played outstanding defense in right field for us all season. He hit .412 in the league championship series. Tom and Colleen Bernansky. you're in baseball family all your life, there are a lot of things that you're taught as a child that I guess it takes other people a long time in the industry to understand. But one of the axioms in baseball is that catchers make good managers. This next player is going to be a very good manager in the future. He calls a very smart game. We were lucky to get him from Cincinnati, Sal and Gina Butera. In baseball, there are a lot of things you strive for, and being up on this podium certainly is one of them, introducing the world champions. But the only thing that can overcome this would be in the Hall of Fame. And the gentleman I'm going to introduce is a lead pipe cinch for the Hall of Fame, but you can't have him for a few years because we've got plans for him. Steve and Bev Carlton. Okay. I think you had to go over a course of a 162-game season to really appreciate clutch performances, things that don't show up necessarily in statistics. This next guy has been a clutch performer in a variety of roles for us all season. He got a big triple that I'll never forget, which in my own memory is probably the biggest hit of the entire postseason. He led all baseball as a pinch hitter in 1986, Randy and Kathy Bush. Something I'm sure I'm going to be reminded about often during the off-season is 31 home runs, 109 RBIs, Gold Glove, a winner of an award I'm most proud of, the Leland Stanford MacPhail Jr. Award for the American League Championship Series Most Valuable Player, Gary and Debbie Gaetti. One of the two keys that we were trying to obtain in the off-season was a legitimate leadoff hitter. What we got was very, very much more than that. The words feisty, aggressive, even by some of his teammates, goofy. We got a player that led our club in stolen bases, stole more bases than any Twin over the last 13 years. The first player ever to get a hit in every World Series game. A close runner-up for World Series MVP, Dan and Janice Gladden. Top Minnesota Twin in home run and a home run pack team. Third in the American League in home runs. 285 over the course of the season and 34 home runs. Hit the big grand slam in game number 6. Kent and Jeannie Herbeck. It's funny how some little things stick in your mind, and one thing I remember is the first game of the World Series. There's a banner up in right field, and it says a $1.90 club, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. What we got in the World Series was far from a $1.90. He had over 320, and he had probably the biggest RBIs in the World Series. Our catcher, Timmy Loudner. Tammy Loudner. This guy led all American League second basemen in fielding percentage in 1986. He's got the quickest hands, turns a double play faster than anybody you're ever going to see. I never saw Mazeroski, but I don't think it can be quicker. He had over 400 in the World Series. Steve and Jill Lombardozzi. Funny sometimes how you work over a course of months for something and you work hard at it, and then it's how it gets portrayed in the media. This particular guy was portrayed as a throw-in, which certainly wasn't the case, I can tell you, over months of negotiation. He was an outstanding defensive acquisition for us. We got him from Montreal. He was a clutch offensive performer, ran into a bad break when he broke his hand in June. Tom and Karen Nieto. I look at this next player's name and I'm thinking to myself, where's Bob Casey when you need him? What really says it all, number 3 hitter, center fielder, gold glove, great arm, stolen bases, Kirby and Tanya Puckett. When we acquired this last player, this coming up player from in the offseason, he had more saves than anyone else in baseball over the last 2 years. He was mixed by 1 point from being the Roll Age relief winner. And my wife tells a cute story. She asked me one day what was the happiest day of my life. It was the day that we got Jeff and Phoebe Reardon. You think about so many key minutes over the course of a season and over the course of a postseason play, and I have visions of this guy coming out of the bullpen in the middle innings when we're struggling, particularly against Detroit, predominantly left-handed hitting lineup. He did an outstanding job of carrying us into the World Series and logged a World Series win, Dan and Nazi Schatzeder. This next guy has had a long, tumultuous road with the Minnesota Twins. He, in more ways probably than anybody, really symbolizes the road that the Minnesota Twins have trodden upon to get here. He has twins himself. It's only natural. Christine and Roy Smalley. A quick editorial footnote before I get on to the next player. He should have hit 1,000 in the series, but I don't know who's scoring games, but whatever it was, they owe you something, Roy. Well, I don't know whether they say you save the best for the last or last but not least or whatever you say, but this is the winningest left-handed pitcher in the major leagues over the last 4 years. World Series MVP, Frank and Kathy Viola.
Okay. Thank you.
Of all the introductions that I've had the opportunity to make today, this is going to be my favorite. because the way I figure it, in 3.5 hours, he'll be introduced as the American League Manager of the Year, Tom Kelly.
Thank you.
You're going to get looser and more?
Yeah, you forgot that. Okay, thank you very much. You see Mr. McPhail introduced a lot of outstanding individuals, and their wives, and their outstanding men, as well as outstanding ball players, and they made my job a lot easier. Mr. McPhail, who, I think he's the youngest general manager in baseball, he did an outstanding job, and he made my job a lot easier. All these things help. I have 2 people that helped me out quite a bit this season and helped the ball club out. Winning starts in the clubhouse with a good attitude. And this man probably is the best clubhouse man in the major leagues. We have a beautiful clubhouse, a place you can call home. Dedicated 20-some years in the game. Jim Wiesner and his wife Marge Wiesner. Thank you. Also, the guy that keeps the players on the field, the manager's job is made a lot easier if you have a good trainer, somebody to keep the players healthy. They get colds, they get sick, they get this, they get that, injuries. This guy keeps them glued together as good as anybody that I know. He's got almost 20 years of experience now. Dick Martin and his wife Diane are here. All these good people you see back here make the manager's job a lot easier. Thank you.
I'd like to recognize 2 other people, 2 members of our board, my associates and partners. One is Mr. Paul Christian, who is ill and wasn't able to attend, and my partner and associate, Bob Willey. Bob, get up here so everybody can see you. And his wife, Kate.
Thanks, Carl. It's a pleasure to be here and to recognize this fabulous group of people that you put together, which is the team, under your, I'm sure, hand and all the good people and Mr. Kelly and the team. I'm proud to be part of your group. Thank you very much.
You know, we've heard from the management, the owners, the manager. We now want to hear from one of the players. We have a great group of players. Bert Blyleven. Come on down, Bert.
Well, first of all, yeah, thank you. Well, listening to President Reagan this morning, well, first, if anybody else wants to say anything, I'm the player rep, so sometimes they get me to talk, and I really don't enjoy this, but I just want to, on behalf of all the players, their wives, our families, the fans of Minnesota, and the people that are watching here all over the country, and you know, you people that came out and supported us all year. We, the players and the families, just say thank you very much for supporting us all year. And we thank Washington for opening up their arms to us. And this is a day that I know everybody in this room behind me is not going to forget. Thank you very much.
Let's hear it. We're number one. Let's hear it. You know, we're number one this year. We look forward to next year. You know, this is a great team. We want to thank you all for coming today so we have a chance to say thank you to you. Thank you all who've come today to show your appreciation to the Twins. We look forward to next season because we're convinced there's going to be a repeat. Let's hear it for the Twins. Come on, let's hear it. Come on. Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Thank you very much. Come on.
We're gonna win, Twins. We're gonna score. We're gonna win, Twins. What the baseball score? Crack out a home run, shouting hooray!
Yeah. It was a terrific day on Capitol Hill. It's very, very seldom that you see politicians getting enthused about anything but themselves, and they did today. Very seldom you see them up there cheering anything. You know, there are hundreds of Minnesotans who now live and work in this city. These Homer hankies were probably the most coveted piece of cloth known anywhere in the world over the last couple of weeks. They got passed out by Congressman Martin Sabo's office today just before the rally. These are hanging on walls all over town right now. There was one sad part to this whole thing, though. If you heard Andy McPhail announce that Tom Kelly in 4 hours would be named Manager of the Year, well, he was not. Sparky Anderson of the Detroit Tigers actually got that honor, Don and Pat, and we're sorry to say, because I got to believe that Tom Kelly deserved it a heck of a lot more than Sparky Anderson did.
Well, we do know he came in third. But, Skip, I want to ask you a question, because sitting back now and watching this again this evening, it occurred to me how loose everybody on that Twins team seemed. Everyone from Andy McPhail to Carl Pohlad to Tom Kelly. You know, they said that about the team all year long, but it was interesting to watch sort of the management of that team appear to be the same way.
It's awfully hard to be uptight when you've won the big one, and they have. The euphoria, I mean, this is a town that thrives on big political wins, for example. I can relate that to this situation. Once the euphoria sets in, once you've won it all, you go on a high that is unlike anything I think you ever experience any other way. The tough part of the whole thing comes down to what happens when it all ends. And the high doesn't end, the honor doesn't really end, but the Twins are going to face that now, I think, coming up in the next couple of days. This is the last major public event for the team of the 87 Twins this year. They all get to go home. And yeah, they'll go make speeches and they'll make endorsements and they'll get plenty of applause from varied things, but they won't all be together again, and there won't probably be the kind of adulation, certainly not that they've experienced in the last few days, and especially not that the parade gave them. It'll be really tough for them. They'll be feeling higher than a kite, looking for things to do, charged up, all dressed up, and essentially no place to go.
All right, Skip. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us, and great job coverage out there. And we'll see you next year when we win the World Series.
I certainly hope so.
Probably sooner than that. Thanks, Skip. Well, you know, Tom Trebelhorn of the Milwaukee Brewers came in second place in the balloting for the American League Manager of the Year.
Tom Kelly came in third.
And Tom Kelly was third in that. But to ease your mind a little bit about that, all the balloting on that comes before the postseason. So the balloting had been turned in prior to the playoffs and prior to the pennant.
And you know, the
fact
fact is this is his first year, so he's got a lot of years ahead of him.
Yeah, and Sparky Anderson's been at it for a while.
Oh, yeah, a few years. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment.
Keep right on winning, we'll keep breaking through. As long as we have heroes like you.
Give rooms a new look and save during Menards old-time sale. Berkeley pre-pasted wallpaper is on sale now at half price in colors and patterns for every room. Over 180 selected rolls in stock are now 50% off. World Carpeting is on sale too with attached Kangaback for easy installation. Save on the incentive or new Wonder. Your choice, just $7.98 a square yard. Hurry in to save this week at Menards.
Fashion values at Menards old-time sale.
Housewife of the 80s, give me a break. Try serving them frozen food.
Frozen? I think I'll eat out.
Cute.
Mom, what do I win if I guess what I'm eating?
The dishes. Tonight, this grief comes to a halt because of these Kraft frozen entrees. They're new. I figure Kraft quality. How can you go wrong? Well, guys, I think they like them.
New Kraft frozen entrees. Kraft quality. Great taste.
And no grief.
He's a doctor of optometry here at the Eye Works. First step in the glasses fast, glasses bright promise. Thanks, Steve. This little piece of paper is my prescription for a new pair of glasses. Now, here's the really fast part. The lab's right here in the Eye Works with the specially trained technicians and all the latest equipment. They can make my glasses in an hour. You can stay and watch if you want. The new me. That fast.
The Eye Works. Glasses fast, glasses right. Call for an exam or bring in your prescription.
This is your year. This is your time. If you just believe.
You know, a lot has been said about the fact that this team now has gone to Washington, has had this parade, the confetti parade through downtown Minneapolis, and how are they going to handle it when it's all over? Having had an opportunity, as we did, Don, when we were in St. Louis, to spend some time with some of the players, it occurs to me they're not going to have any problem at all handling this. It seems to me that they are very well grounded and have a, you know, it sounds like a cliche, and it is, but they've got their feet on the ground, and they're very stable individuals. They're Midwesterners.
Yeah, I think so.
in a lot of ways.
I don't think they take themselves too seriously.
No.
One of the things we've been saying about these fellas from day one is that they love the game of baseball. I mean, a lot of people think that the players are hired guns who go to the team that bids the highest. Well, that may be true about some of those people. But the Twins, at least the ones that we've gotten to know, are really just big men playing a boys' ball game, a young person's ball game. I've got daughters who play the game, and just show up at the ballpark every day, ready to play. And I believe a lot of them would play if you didn't pay them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think they'll have a bit of problem with all of this. Well, we want to just mention, before we say goodnight to you tonight, that this program will be repeated on Friday on the WCCO2 cable channel at 6:30 p.m., and then it will be repeated again at 10:30 that evening. So you have an opportunity to tell some of your friends if they missed it that they can watch.
Also, you can videotape it too.
Yeah,
VHS.
and we want to say that this will be our final Twins program.
We think.
And good night, everyone.
Good night.
There's the pitch.
These days, all TV news seems pretty much the same. But at WCCO TV, our four-dimension news will go beyond the headlines, peeling away the obvious facts, and sometimes uncovering insights that defy comparison. Watch WCCO at 10 for the four-dimension news, and go beyond the headlines.
This is the Twin Cities. This is the Twin Cities' favorite store. And this is why you won't find lower prices on a Polaroid Spectra camera, just $129.88, or on our Christmas Bear for $10. And we won't be undersold on a Black & Decker coffee maker at $44 either. Kmart, the store that won't be undersold. That's one more reason we're America's favorite store.
Last night on a special I-Team report, we showed you the maintenance problems of a Northwest Airlines 747, a plane that was allowed to fly for nearly 3 months with important parts broken. Tonight, what happened when Northwest tried to make repairs on some of their other jets? We asked a national expert.
I've heard it often said about some maintenance programs that there's never enough time to do it right, but there's always enough time to do it over. And this, to me, looks like a classic example of that.
Tonight on the 10 p.m. report, Channel 4.
Meet a real, no-kidding witch tomorrow on Newsday.